Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Jim Gishwin here, retired intelligence analyst again. A lot of things going on. I think should spend a couple minutes talking about them. President is mobilizing 1,500 troops from the Airborne unit in Alaska to sit there and quell the lack of law and order in Minnesota and the insurrection. Going into a church, and Don Lemon should be prosecuted also. That pastor told him to leave. He was trespassing. Anyway, there's professional, paid protesters and anarchists involved in all of this. They've tracked the money, and they're trying to distract from all the fraud, the 19 billion plus that has been defrauded from the people of the United States. And as far as Ilhan Omar, no congressman should be allowed in Congress. The system refers to the USA as the USGD of A. Okay, that's it. She should be deported back to Somalia. She probably sit there and did a fraudulent marriage to her brother to sit there and get her green card anyway. And then her American citizenship. So she committed fraud right there on her paperwork. And so her citizenship should be revoked. She should be deported immediately. And she's under investigation for fraud too. Subpoenas have been issued for the governor, the mayor, and Ilhan Omar. Rightfully so. And that is an insurrection, folks, especially going into a church. Why do you think it's in the First Amendment? One of the most important things. That was at the very top when our founding fathers started this country. Okay? It didn't say freedom from religion, it said freedom of religion. That's right up there with the free speech clause. Same paragraph. Free speech. Freedom of assembly and the right to worship wherever and whenever you want. Now, people sit there and say, hey, these people are sitting there victims also. No, don't believe that crap. 75% of the people they have arrested have been found guilty of prior violent crime. And they're being deported. And most of them are Somalis. That's Ilhan Omar's constituents. And that's why the government in Minneapolis does not want them to go, because it counts for all sorts of things other than the census. The state gets X amount of money per population from federal government on revenue sharing and whatnot. Okay? Now, let's get to Iran. There are some military units that have decided not to follow the Khomeini's orders. In fact, they've gotten to the point where they've imported prior Hezbollah and Hamas people to sit there and do their police actions. Okay? And they're firing from rooftops. Iran says only 3,000 people have been killed. Only. It's not only. Okay? The exiled Shah thinks it was Shah's son. And I hope he doesn't run for office, because I don't think they want a monarchy back. But he seems like a nice guy. He's not his father. But he says it was about 15,000. And other groups on the ground sit there and say it's well over 15,000 people. And they're firing from the rooftops at them. The Hezbollah and the Hamas people that they've imported. This regime is ready to go. I can't wait for I think it's the Abraham Lincoln, to get through the Malacca Straits. You got to understand, going through the Malacca Straits, you cannot go at high speed. It's the most heavily congested waterway in the world, and very tight and congested, going all the way through the Malacca Straits from Singapore, past Penang, and into the Indian Ocean. You have to sit there and It's like being in a harbor and your speed limit in the harbor, okay? That's how slow they have to go to get through there safely without sitting there hitting three other ships. There's more collisions there than anywhere else in the world. In fact, the Australian carrier had a collision in the Malacca Straits many years ago. The Melbourne. Well, once it gets there, and I anticipate a day or two into the Arabian Sea, which is on the other side of India, then things can start. And it's almost too late. We have to sit there and get in there and get it done. We got to get it done. And I think it's going to have to be more than just targeting, special targeting for individuals. It's going to have to be, you're going to have to sit there and hit the barracks of some of the Revolutionary Guard stalwarts. Okay, some of the cities have been taken over by the rioters already, the rebellion, and we could easily drop ammunition and arms there. See, because that's the problem. And someone hacked into their TV system and let the Shah's son sit there and make a speech saying, hey, now's the time, and the U.S. is backing you. Let's hope they take heed on that, and this is the end of this regime for good. Okay? The people in Iran actually love Trump. They really do. They love Americans. I've met them. It's just a horrible regime. We've been at war with them since '79. Well, look, guys, God bless. I hope you all have a good holiday, Martin Luther King Day. I'm going to sneak into my class, into my school, and do some Xeroxing so I don't sit there and monopolize it for the other teachers. Take care. My favorite machine is fixed, they told me over the weekend. So I will use my key, get in there, and do it. So that's my problem. Back to the grind tomorrow morning. You guys, God bless you. God bless America. And I love you, and I remain your humble servant. Take care.